Well, hello and how are you? Hey friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Today is Tuesday, May the 25th, 2021. Got a birthday shout out, that is, going out to Joan Barrett. So without further ado, here's a birthday shout out for you. Hey Joan, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So, happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, you're a 1 more year older today, so happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, Joan, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So, happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, that's another trip around the sun that you made. So, happy birthday to you, I say. Hey, I hope you're enjoying your birthday day, Joan. And many more. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. All right. How about Shen Show likes and shares? Shen Show likes and loves. Those are folks that like or love the Shen Show. Jamie O'Driscoll, Leony Pedraza Fernandez, and Martin Kelly. And then my pokey pal, as always, Amanda Sue Little. And then there are the Shen Show sharers, which we are increasing in volume, folks. Yay, hooray. Steve Clary, as always. Diane, Loveless, Boone. And Tina Kleeschulte, Ashbrook. All of which have shared the Shen Show. Thank you. I appreciate that so much, so very much. Alright, well, alrighty then. Next thing up, we're going to do a weather forecast. You know what we're going to weather forecast with? It's going to be sponsored weather forecast by Refreshing Word Fellowship Church. Refreshing Word Fellowship Church is located on the west side of Campus Drive here in St. Charles, Missouri at 2054 Campus Drive. St. Charles, Missouri 63301. That's on the opposite side of the road from St. Andrews Plaza. Alright, well, don't forget to show up at Refreshing Word Fellowship at 11 a.m. for our worship services and message. And then on Wednesdays at 1:30 to 2:30 for prayer services. That's right, a 1-hour prayer service. Come on in. We can get those prayers out for you. God bless you. Come on by. Alrighty then. Let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, yesterday when I was talking about Gaddy, can't think of her first name now. Anyway, Carolyn Gaddy. That would be somebody, a friend from church, not Kathy Gaddy. Kathy Gaddy. Hold on. This is getting me mixed up now. Now I'm getting mad. Wake up. Wake up. Gaddy. Karen Gaddy. Go to sleep. Alright, yeah, it was Karen Gaddy. And my mom's friend's name was Carol Gaddy. Anyway, Karen Gaddy is a member of my church. I got that confused yesterday. I didn't want to keep going on with that, letting y'all think that it was my mom's friend and not my friend from church. You know, I have to straighten these things out, you know, if not for your sake, but for my sake. Anyway, it's 86 degrees out there right now, but that's not going to be our remainder. I tell you what, showers this evening, then scattered thunderstorms developing overnight. Lows are going to be around 66 degrees Fahrenheit with winds southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain 50%. And then Wednesday, May the 26th, cloudy skies early, followed by partially clearing, and a stray shower or thunderstorm is quite possible. Highs around 88 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy in the evening with more clouds for later at night. A stray shower or thunderstorm is quite possible with low temperatures dipping down around 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are light and variable. And then Thursday, May the 27th, mixed clouds and sunshine with scattered thunderstorms. A few storms may be severe. High temperatures around 85 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chances of rain 60%. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms and a few stormies may be severe. Low temperatures around 61 degrees Fahrenheit with winds west to southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain 50%. With these drastic temperature changes from 80 to 60, it's no wonder we're getting rain and bad weather. That's a 20-degree drop. That's not cool. Anyway, overcast skies for Friday, May the 28th. Slight chances of rain. Highs around 63 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy skies after midnight. Lows are going to be near 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So, then we have Saturday, our final day of our 5-day forecast. Saturday, May the 29th, partly cloudy skies. Highs near 68 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some clouds early will give way to generally clear conditions overnight. Low temperatures around 49 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And, well, looks like we got one more day, the Sunday day. The Sunday day. That's right. Sunday, May the 30th, except for a few clouds or afternoon clouds, mainly sunny skies, highs near 75 degrees Fahrenheit with winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy in the evening with more clouds for later at night. Low temperatures around 55 degrees Fahrenheit and winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So there you have your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Just remember that tomorrow night, I believe, is the night of the reading, of the Boone Slick story stuff. Yeah. Boone Slick Trail. That's going to be some cool stuff going on down there. Yes, sirree, Bob. May 26th, yep, tomorrow at 7 p.m. First Capitol Memorial Building. First Capitol State. The First State Capitol Historical Site. That's located at 200 South Main Street, St. Charles, Missouri. Come on down to Main Street in St. Charles. It's a wonderful place to visit. It's pretty nifty. Like things that... It's time dated back into 1861 and before, Join the staff at the First Missouri State Capitol Historical Site on Wednesday, May the 26th to enjoy a night on the Boone Slick Trail, an engaging program about the historical trail. Over 200 years ago, travelers along the Boone Slick Trail began a significant westward migration following the War of 1812. People who traveled the trail also settled much of Missouri, leading to statehood in 1821. Come learn about the trail from interpreters of the First Missouri State Capitol and get a glimpse of what the trail was like, how long it took to traverse it, and where it ran to, and places along the route, and all of the things that were necessary along the way. Attendees will experience traditional Dutch oven cooking demonstrations and fiddle tunes and tales about the journey. Participants should be bringing a lawn chair. This program is part of the Bicentennial Heritage Series offered by the First Missouri State Capitol Historical Site. So come on in, come on, and enjoy. Yes, sirree, Bob. May the 26th at 7 p.m. St. Charles, Missouri. Main Street, down on Main Street. Let's see. I got a couple of songs I may be able to pull up. I may or I may not. It's 7 o'clock. Got no one here to, no one here to give me my 7 o'clock meds. And, you know, kind of puts you in a downer mood. Kind of puts you like this. Makes you feel like you're a bad guy. Makes you feel like you're such a sad guy. But no one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. And no one knows what it's like to be hated, to be faded, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours all lonely. My love is vengeance that's never free. No one knows what it's like to feel these feelings like I do. And I blame you, and no one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain and woe can show through. But my dreams, they are as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours all lonely. My love is vengeance, and that is never free. No one knows what it's like to be mistreated, to be defeated behind blue eyes, and no one knows how to say that they're sorry. Don't worry, I'm not telling lies, but my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance that never free. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. Alright, that was Limp Bizkit. That was them. Theirs, not mine. I do not own the rights or lyrics to this song. I choose to sing this song without background music so that I am not in conflict with any type of a copyright issue. The next song that I will be singing is also the same way. It is a copyright song which has not been copyrighted by me. It's someone else's song, and well, therefore, I'm just going to borrow some lyrics. Let's see. Just as I thought it was going all right, I found out I'm wrong when I thought it was right. It's always the same, it's just the same. That's all. I could say day and you'd say night. Tell me it's black when I know that it's white. Same, it's always the same, it's just a shame. That's all. I could leave, but I won't go, though my heart might tell me so. Can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. But why does it always seem to be me looking at you, you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just the same. That's just a shame, that's all. Turning me on, turning me off, making me feel like I want too much. Living with you is just putting me through it all the time. running around, staying out all night, taking it all instead of taking one bite. Living with you is just putting me through it all of the time. I could leave, but I won't go. It's be easier, I know. I can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. But why does it always seem to be me looking at you, you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. Truth is I love you more than I wanted to. There's no point in trying to pretend. There's been no one who makes me feel like you do. Say we'll be together till the end. I could leave, but I won't go. It'd be easier, I know. Can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. So why does it always seem to be me looking at you, you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. But I love you more than I wanted to. There's no point in trying to pretend. There's been no one who makes me feel like you do. Say we'll be together till the end. Just lost that new post. But it just says, as all I thought it was going all right. I found out I'm wrong when I thought it was right. That's always the same, it's just a shame. That's all. I could say day and you'd say night. Tell me it's black when I know that it's white. It's always the same, it's just a shame. That's all. That's all. That's all. Alright, well, there we go. That was that. That was probably brought to you today by Seasonal Wreaths by Jamie. Of course it was. I mean, they've got holidays coming up once again. How about Memorial Day? Yes, sir, Bob. We got Memorial Day coming up, and well, we got to remember the remembrance of all those soldiers that have put their lives in the way of us. You know, our freedom is a delicate thing. Sorry about that. The old whatchamacallit kicked on. Voice activation. There. Had to fix some stuff. Sorry. But yeah, we're just lucky as we can be to be living in a nation where our freedoms are wanted and respected and desired from people all around the world. We've got border fences up because too many people want to come in illegally. Now, you may think that that's something bad that we have to keep them out, but the problem is we would become overflowed as a nation. We can't afford to support the people we have now, much less adding people that are not paying in taxes to their fair share to getting anything that they're taking away from us. Okay, that's one part. And the second part is, look, I don't know how many of y'all ever look at the border situation, but I have 1,000,001 times heard people complain about how horrible the United States of America is. People who live here, people who claim that they are being mistreated, people who do not like what they are living in, racism, the way they're being treated, either way, all kinds of different races, everybody's got their own little thing saying, you treated us wrong, you didn't do us right, you overdone us, and we should be getting this and we should be getting that. Well, look, I don't see one single person that has got into the United States, legally or illegally, trying to go back across that wall. Not a one. You have a problem with the United States, you're here. You don't like it, find another place to be. Don't complain about the country you are in. Don't try to change it to the country you came from. Country you came from is not what we are about. We are about a capitalist country. Well, capitalism is the way to be. It's not, I'm sorry folks, I got on this soapbox, but I tell you, capitalism is the way to go. The way capitalism works is what we call trickle-down economics, but I'm telling you what, from the word go, there has to be a pencil involved. You know what a pencil is, right? That's one of those wooden things now. Not anymore. You can use a computer to do your drafting and design work. But anyway, people look at people that buy a Harley-Davidson motorcycle and say, look at the money they just wasted. Look how many people they could feed with that motorcycle. Well, how many people do you think they did feed with that motorcycle? You don't think anybody got fed by that motorcycle? Well, yeah, they got fed. How about the guy that's cutting down the rubber tree to make the rubber for the tires? The guy that's digging in the ground for the steel, to get the steel out so that they can smelt it down and make steel for the spokes, for the wheels, for the gears, for the chrome, for every little piece on that thing is made by somebody. Each and every piece is manufactured through a company or a corporation, and each company and corporation feeds several thousand people each and every day. One motorcycle is not built by one man. No siree. One motorcycle takes a world, not just a village. It takes states, different states, all the states. They got rubber tires coming from other countries. They've got metal spokes coming from out of the ground from the steel industry. They've got people welding this and that for gas tanks. They've got people manufacturing each and every part. And you think that part at the motorcycle shop, I mean not the shop, but the motorcycle factory, is being built by hand? No, doggone it, it's being built by another machine. They've got a press or a stamp or something to cut that piece of metal out with or stamp it into shape with. Do you think the motorcycle company built that piece of equipment? No, it was another corporation that built that piece of machinery that said, hey, they're going to need this and they're going to have to stamp out this design. Does anybody know how to draw that design or come up with that design? No, but we'll have to, because we need to know what size and everything about it, and then we need somebody to weld it together for them. So they feed hundreds of thousands of people with one motorcycle, and you say, boy, look at all the money all the people they could fed with that. Oh, they fed lots of people. Lots and lots and lots of people. More people by buying one motorcycle than they could have fed by spending that money on the people in their neighborhood or whatever. It's people that are working for their money. People work every day if they get the opportunity to go and do it, and they have any kind of self-esteem at all whatsoever. They will go to work. If they have any kind of drive to go to work, they will do it. Right now, we've got a problem in our country. The problem in this country is the fact that we got a government trying to keep us down, trying to put a mask on your face, trying to tell you that you cannot go outside of your own house without a mask on and breathe in what? Fresh air? Fresh air is going to kill you. And if you're walking outside with the wind blowing towards you or away from you or sideways between you and the next guy, you think that air is going to travel less than 6 feet? You think it's going to be, if it's blowing straight in your face, Okay, the only air you're going to get is somebody else's if they're walking towards you. If they're walking away from you, if you're walking along and you've got the air blowing in your face, you're going to get your own air. You're going to get your own air. If the wind's blowing sideways between the two of you, you're not going to get their air. They're not going to get your air. You don't need a mask. You're outside, for heaven's sakes. And if you want to worry about it, then put on your gloves. Because if you're wearing a mask and no gloves, you're not doing a doggone thing for your health. Don't you remember when they told you that the virus survives on a piece of cardboard or paper or a metal bar or anything like that for up to 24 to 48 hours if it's not cleaned off? It's even longer. And you walk around all day long touching stuff. But do you see yourself putting on a pair of gloves to make sure you didn't touch your face or your hand in your pocket or grab a tissue and wipe your face with that? No, you're not. You're not wearing your gloves. So don't come to me and tell me I can't walk around with the mask off if you're not wearing gloves with your mask on. Because I'll ask you, Mike. Oh, and don't get me started on the vaccine. The vaccine should be a choice, not a forced issue. And I tell you what, folks, every time I've ever gotten a vaccine in my life, I've gotten sick. Therefore, I put off getting vaccines. Haven't gotten a vaccine for over 40 years. So, vaccines can cause a handful of problems. I mean, look at today's kids, at what is going on with the birth rate. They claim one in 3 kids could be autistic. Autism, 1 in 3 kids, and do you know why? Yes, it runs all the way back to the 40,000 shots that they had to have to get into school, or that their parents had to have to get into school. No, not me. I wouldn't put my kid or grandkid through one of them shots at all. I'd say, no, sorry, we don't do shots in our family. Because, well, my kid plays outside in the dirt. And they get some dirt under their fingernails, and they get some dirt on their feet. And they build up immunities to things such as colds and viruses and flus and influenza and all that stuff. They build up immunities by going outside and playing. Had this country not locked down, we should have just stayed open, done what we were doing in the first place, and this COVID thing, it would be over and done with a long time ago. It would have done just like any other flu in the United States' history, and it would have passed within 2 to 3 months. It would have been done and over with, but no. We had to lock down. We had to be told by our government, stay in your house, don't go to work, lose out on your job. When you do go back to work, your job's not even there because the COVID says that they can't open their doors to go to the restaurant because you're stuck. You can't go into your own restaurant. You can't go into a restaurant to eat food because you'll be closer than 6 feet apart from somebody, and you might breathe on them, or they might breathe on you. But had you not done all of that stuff, and they keep talking about, well, if we get enough people with vaccines, we'll build up a herd immunity. Well, don't you think that herd immunity would have been built up a long time ago if we would have just stayed out doing what we normally do? And people scream at me and say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. The doctor, what is his name? Kevorkian. No, I don't like him. I don't like to associate with him because he's a moron. He tells you people, and you blindly follow him what he says to do, but how many times has he been wrong? And proven wrong, and yet you listen to him and you wait on his every word to hear him tell you to go out and do something, and you do it for 3-4 months, and then he says, well, that wasn't working quite as well as I thought that it was going to. So let's change up the directions of our pattern and do something like this. Don't get me started. The COVID is nearly over with now. So what's going to come up next to keep you in your house? Climate change. Yep, climate change. Because, all since we haven't been driving vehicles, the hydrocarbons have went down because we stayed in the house. We didn't go anywhere. We have suicide rate went up because people have been driven crazy from staying in their house all the time. But that's okay. The hydrocarbons went down some, so we haven't been driving as much, and the number of the hydrocarbons that went down wasn't enough to make any kind of effect. It didn't go down at all. Maybe 0.25% went down. But why do we, in the United States of America, have to worry about what the rest of the world is not worrying about? We have the most hardest standards on hydrocarbons than any other country in the world. We have more against us than any of the rest, and that's a fact. We have to jump through more loops to get fewer hydrocarbons released through our factories, through our companies, through our vehicles than any other country in the world. And yet, we always seem to be held responsible for the world's problems when it comes to hydrocarbons. Everybody looks to us. Well, not everybody, but we look at ourselves and say, oh, how horrible we are. Well, we're not that horrible, folks. Look at the numbers from around the world. Oh, yeah, and then you say, well, look at the Netherlands. They don't have very high heart. Well, look at the size of the Netherlands compared to the United States of America. Look at at how much products they put out compared to what the United States puts out. Look at the difference in the commercial area and the farmland area. Look at the difference there. It's just one thing after another. I'm going in all directions here because I'm about fed up. Everybody is out there saying one thing or another, but they're being so unfactual. They're backwards, lying flat out through their teeth about what is going on. And it's just getting to me, folks. It's getting to me. I'm hoping that you people are waking up and smelling the roses because they're in full bloom. The roses are in full bloom. Wake up. Don't let these people tell you what to do every day of your life. How much control are you going to give them? Are you going to give them everything? Are you going to let them tell you when to turn your lights out because we've got electric problem? Too many people using the air conditioner. We got too many people using the electric grid. We need to turn our lights off at this point in time of day. Now that you're locked in your house, now you have to turn your lights off at 6:30 at night and your television off at 6:30 at night so that you can stay home and be a good good for the population human being. Is that right? Is that fair? Well, watch it, folks. It's coming. Whatever they can do to control you, that's what they're going to do, and that's what they're going to try to get out. But I don't know if you people are going to wake up and say enough is enough. That's what you got to do. Wake up. Say enough is enough. The race issue. There was a war in the United States of America. A unique war. A unique war in the United States of America that was fought precisely to stop slavery. Unique. And I'm saying unique because no other country in the world has had a war to do that. Not a one. It was a war between the states. It was a divided war. And we're fixing to have another one, folks. But it was a divided war between one half of the country and the other half of the country, between brother and brother and cousin and cousin. But it happened, and the war was done and over with. The Republicans won. The Republicans got the freedom of the slaves. The slaves were set free. Didn't happen immediately. Didn't happen overnight. But then their friends, the Democrats, come along, and they give them things. They give them things like food stamps and what's the other stuff? Because I know I'm on stuff, and they give people things to stay at home, stimulus checks, and what's it called? Back in the good old days, it was called rations, food rations, and things like that. They gave you rations. They gave you stuff to means that to degrade yourself, not degrade yourself, but make it nearly impossible for you to go to work. If you go to work and you're living off the government, you're going to start making money, which means you got to say, okay, I'm bringing in this extra $10 a month that I wasn't getting when I was getting just my welfare check. Now I'm getting an extra $10. Well, they give you the $10, so they take off $20 of your welfare money. So now you've got $10 cash that you didn't have before, but you're short $10, so you can't afford to live where you're living. Because now that you've got this extra $10, they saw that you earned, they raise your rent. Why do they raise your rent? Because you've got an extra $10, except for the fact that they took off $20 from your welfare check, and they raise your rent an extra 50 cents or 60 cents, but still it's 50, 60 cents a month, which is not right. And then, not only that, they say, oh, well, you got that extra $10. We're going to take away some of your food stamps. You don't need them either. So you're darned if you go to work, because they've got the system set up against you. Don't have to go to work, because if you go to work, you'll lose all your benefits. Well, what do you do? What do you do in that aspect? Well, that's when you have to say, hey, enough is enough. I'm going to back down. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to just put my head into it and not worry about it. Most of my life, I had 2 to 3 jobs at a time. And the reason I had 2 to 3 jobs at a time is because that's what it took to survive. I didn't have just the one job. I had 2 to 3 jobs at a time, because I was like, hey, I don't want to get on welfare. I don't have time to wait for the unemployment check. You lose your job from someplace, you go out and find another one. There's another job available. Go do it. I'm sorry. Well, I'm probably burnt out of my time. Looks like I'm going to be missing the children's story today. I'm sorry, folks, but I am going to go ahead and do the Daily Bread portion of the program, and that would be shift into neutral, which is what I need to do. Thank you, Father, for this particular devotion, shift into neutral. Father, I just thank you. I just pray for this country, that they wake up and that they see that they're being guided around by the nose, and that they've got the government holding their hand and walking them through whatever little window they want them to jump through, and they're following them, and they wake up and they see what's going on, and they stop. They say, enough is enough. Leave me alone. Let me live my life. I was born free here in the United States. I was raised free in the United States. I have inalienable rights that were given to me by my Creator, God. And He said, these are your inalienable rights. Now, with these rights, don't let anybody knock you down. Don't let anybody keep you down. Pick yourself up. Do what you can to make your life better. Don't let people tell you you can't. Don't let yourself go to a school and say, they're just telling me I'm dumb. And prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. Study. Read that book. That book is out there for a purpose. Read it. Called homework. I never done mine, but I didn't have to do my homework because, well, I had a fairly decent mind. I made C's and D's. I passed, but I didn't pass with A's and B's because I'd never done my homework. I mean, that was just because I chose not to do it. And they told me that it was over half of my grade was homework. And, well, it showed. But that's beside the point. I had other things to do with my life than my homework. If I didn't get enough of it at school, if it didn't get done during lunchtime, it didn't get done at all. Sorry about that. Back to the Daily Bread portion of the program. Here we go. Shift into neutral. The Daily Bread portion of the program is going to be brought to you today by The Bible with Briscoe 2021. The Bible with Briscoe 2021 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in The Bible with Briscoe 2021 will be 1 Chronicles 25 through 27 and John 9, 1 through 23. Don't forget to tune in to The Bible with Briscoe 2021 for your daily reading of the Bible. Okay, the devotion is called Shift into Neutral, and the reading, scriptures, and insights for Shift into Neutral is 1 Kings 19, 9 through 12, and 1 Kings 19, 15 through 18. So we will do 9 through 12 first. He went into a cave and spent the night. And the word of the Lord came to him. What are you doing here, Elisha? He replied, I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too. The Lord said, Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by. Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountain apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. And the Lord was found in the whisper. The Lord said to me, Go back the way you came, and go to the desert of Damascus. When you get there, anoint Hazael king over Aram. Also anoint Jehu, son of Nimshi, king over Israel. And anoint Elijah, son of Shaphat, from Abel Mahilah, to succeed you as prophet. And Jehu will put to death any who escape the sword of Hazael. And Elijah will put to death any who escape the sword of Jehu. Yet I reserve 7,000 in Israel, all whose knees have not bowed down to Baal, and whose mouths have not kissed him. And so there you have it. That was 1 Kings 19, 15 through 18. The first one was 9 through 12. And then we skipped right on into 15 through 18. Anyway, hey, that was shifting neutral. Calm down. Be cool. Alright, hey, be cool, stay in school. Do your homework. Whatever it takes, make the grade. Don't let anybody keep you down. Just do the best you can do. If you can't do the best you can do, talk to a teacher. Teachers have a way of explaining things that, and it's the teacher is not the bad person. The teacher is the good guy, the good gal, the one that's at the front of the class trying to help. That's why they even took the job in the first place. They wanted to help. Anyway, hey, this here's been Shen Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show for today. And as always, oh, I got one more song for you. It would be, oh, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Yes, like I said, this here's been Shenandoah Briscoe coming from right here to say hello and how are you. Thanks for tuning into the Shen Show, and always, as always, God loves you and so do I. And, well, I hope everybody wakes up in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Come back and see us tomorrow because, well, I'll be here, and I hope that you are too.